You have spent weeks, maybe even months, searching for your new home, and you finally found it. Congratulations, your offer has been accepted, but now what? Well, if you're watching this video, you may be wondering what your next steps are, what you can expect, and of course, when you can get your keys. Now, if this is the case, you've come to the right place. Hi, I'm Kristin Arledge. I'm a local realtor right here in sunny Los Angeles, California. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss with you the next steps once your offer's been accepted so that there are no surprises. All right, let's get right to it. Now your realtor will coordinate everything, and your job is to stay in communication with your realtor, with the escrow officer, and if you have one, with your lender, because now time is of the essence. Once your offer has been accepted, it will be signed by the seller and confirmed by your agent, at which point you are considered under contract. And the selling agent will do what is called opening escrow, and now the countdown begins. Now the first deadline negotiated in your offer is the earnest money deposit. Now this deposit shows the seller that you are a serious buyer. The earnest money deposit is typically 3% of the purchase price. This could be higher or lower depending on what was negotiated with your offer terms. And this deposit is credited back to you at closing towards either your down payment or your closing cost. Now in California, you have 3 days in which to do this, so I recommend that you do this as soon as possible. Now, there are many contingencies throughout the process that protect your deposit. For example, if there are any deal-breaking items are found during the inspection, or if your lender is not able to approve your loan, or if the home doesn't appraise. Most of the time, you can cancel your contract for those reasons, and you'll be entitled to receive your earnest money deposit back unless you have waived those rights in your contingencies with your initial offer. Now, your realtor will let you know what escrow company you will be using in this transaction, and then the wire instructions will be sent to you using encrypted emails and passwords. And you as the buyer, you're going to need to call the escrow company and verify all this information. Wire fraud is increasingly common, so this is a very crucial precaution to protect your funds. Now, after the wire funds into the escrow bank account, your escrow officer will call the agents involved and let them know that they are in receipt so that everyone is aware that the funds are in and you can finally move forward. Now, soon after the earnest money deposit is received, you're going to receive opening escrow package, which contains various reports, tax forms, transfer forms, and these are required by law. So you're going to want to get this escrow package completed as soon as possible, because if not, it may delay the next steps in the process. Now, typically, your realtor will notify the lender as soon as the offer has been accepted. But you're also going to want to contact them immediately after the opening of escrow and provide any copies of your contract if it has not already been done by your realtor. Now, you should have already been pre-approved before you began the offer process. So now your lender will move forward with the loan by opening your file and ordering the appraisal. Now, the appraisal contingency is typically due by day 17. And the loan contingency is typically due also by day 17. This can be negotiated with the offer or with the counter offer. The seller has 7 days after acceptance to deliver all the reports and disclosures required by law. Please take your time, read through these, ask any questions, and then sign the documents and return them to your realtor. Now, your purchase contract most likely contains 3 main contingencies, but it depends on whether any of these were negotiated out during the offer period. Now, the 3 most common contingencies are the inspection, the appraisal, and the loan, and each of these have different time periods in which to be fulfilled. It's very important that you know how many days are in each and what the expiration date is, so you know when to remove these contingencies. And your agent should also remind you of these dates so that you are remaining within your contingency period, should any of these issues arise. This timeline will also be written into your opening escrow documents, so you can always refer back to that as well. You can safely cancel the transaction if necessary, but if you go beyond the contingency dates and any issues do arise that cause you to cancel, you're likely at jeopardy of losing your earnest money deposit. Okay, so immediately after opening escrow, your realtor is going to order the inspections. If you don't have a particular general inspector in mind, go ahead, ask your realtor. She or he may have a list of trusted vendors for you. Now, the inspection contingency is typically 17 days, but again, refer to your purchase contract because this could have been negotiated differently. So this time period, it offers you the opportunity to inspect and investigate the property. So you're going to want to hire a home inspector, termite, HVAC, if there's a pool, roof inspector, electrician, sewer, chimney. This is all depending also on the property's condition. This is so you have peace of mind that if any deal-breaking items are found during your due diligence period, you'll be able to cancel the transaction. Remember, you're going to need time to coordinate with the inspector and the property owner for access. Plus, you're going to also want to have time to receive the inspection report back, review it, negotiate any repairs, and then keep in mind that the general inspector, he might also recommend some specialized inspections if he spots any areas of concern. So by day 17, you should know already whether the property has appraised and whether all of the repair negotiations have been satisfied. You can refer to my other videos on requests for repairs, as well as another video, what happens if the home does not appraise. So if you've successfully negotiated repairs and the appraisal has been approved by the lender, your agent is going to have you sign the form to remove those contingencies. Now you've kept in touch with your lender throughout this process to make sure everything is going well. We're going to need that final loan approval to be removed on day 17. Once all of the contingencies have been removed, you're now locked in and escrow moves forward with closing. Now either party can cancel the transaction at this point without becoming subject to paying liquidated damages. Now we are nearing the close of escrow, so the final funds need to be wired into escrow. Now if there's a loan, you need to set up an appointment to sign the loan docs. You can go into the escrow office, or they can arrange to have a notary come to a convenient location to you. Keep in mind there could be an additional charge for a traveling notary. If this is an all-cash transaction, then the funds need to be wired into escrow 3 days before the closing date. Next, you and your agent are going to do a final walkthrough of the property. This is going to happen within 5 days of closing, and it's to make sure that everything is still as expected. You're going to want to make sure that the repairs have been done if they needed to be satisfied before the close of escrow, and to make sure that the property is in the same or better condition than when you wrote the offer. Now in California, there is no official closing table like there are in many states. So once the funds and grant deed are both received, escrow will send both to the title officer to complete the new deed. This usually happens the next business day after fully funding. So the new deed is delivered by the title company to the recorder's office, where it is recorded by the state of California. Once title confirms that the recording has been completed, the buyer is now the official owner, and property and transfer of keys can occur. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any real estate needs in the Los Angeles, California area, I can be reached at www.kristinla.com.